Yo, what's going on, guys? Mikey back here, and today we'll be recapping the Christmas Day game between the Hawks and the Knicks at Madison Square Garden. Set up to be a beautiful matchup, intriguing game at the beginning of the season, ruined by COVID. Hawks, obviously, without so many players and health and safety protocols. Knicks are without a couple as well. They're without Derrick Rose due to injury and other protocols. But the Knicks had their whole starting lineup. They were pretty healthy. And they did what they needed to do. You know, they beat a very, very shorthanded Hawks team. Props to the Knicks. Good teams beat the teams that they're supposed to beat, and they did that tonight or today, really. But overall, the game wasn't really close that much. Zero lead changes, and while the Hawks had cut the lead to single digits a couple of times, they didn't really find an offensive rhythm. When they were on a run or needed to make a key bucket, it seemed like they turned the ball over. While there was only 12 turnovers and New York had 10, it didn't feel that way with some momentum swings. Quentin Grimes played great, shot the ball well. Obi Toppin with some momentum, alley-oops. Mitchell Robinson was a beast on the inside. Capella just didn't have it tonight. Bogey didn't have it. Cam, while I really do like Cam's aggressiveness, and I think he should be our leading scorer off the bench, and starting this while everybody's out with COVID, he didn't have it tonight. He was shot chucking a lot, and it didn't really feel like he was playing the flow of the offense. But one player that did have a breakout game finally is Delon Wright. Really happy to see Delon play well. I was always rooting for him this whole season, and before he came into the season, I knew he could do this. He's just got to be more aggressive, and I'm hoping he can be more aggressive so we can see games like this. Maybe not 20 points and maybe not as many shots, but chip in the 8 points, a couple of assists. He's going to get his steals. So just off the bench to be a serviceable point guard, and he hasn't done that so far this year. He's been a great backup point guard all his career, so hopefully he can do that from this point forward, and it only takes one game. With that, let's move on to the box score. Now, I'll start with the Hawks. John Collins in 32 minutes had 20 points, 2 blocks, 3 assists, 8 rebounds. And while in the box score, yeah, that's great. John Collins, I expected to dominate this game. 20 points, yeah, it's a pretty good game. But for your number 1 or number 2 option today, that's not really a great stat line for your number 1 option. And Delon Wright was trying to set him up. You had Bogey Bogdanovic for some reason trying to be a playmaker that he really wasn't. Trying to get John into his spots, trying to get Cam into his spots, but Bogey didn't do a great job of that. But still, 20 points is a pretty solid night for John Collins. Cam Reddish didn't have the greatest night, 4 for 15 from the field, 1 for 8 from 3, for 10 points, 2 steals, 3 assists, and 6 rebounds. And Cam will be better than this. He's shown some flashes of these potentials, and he's been playing great this past week. He'll be better than this, I can confidently say. But Clint Capella, in my opinion, had a very rough day. 2 for 7 from the field, with his problem missing layups. Even that is 28% from the field on shots in the paint. That is not good. 6 points, 2 blocks, 1 assist, 9 rebounds. So not the greatest night for Capella, and he's coming off that Achilles is definitely bothering him still. You can see it with his athleticism. He's still getting up and down the court pretty well, but with his athleticism, you can definitely tell. And he just got out of health and safety protocols before the game as well, so that may have contributed to his not playing that well today. Bogey Bogdanovic, like I said, for 35 minutes, 2 for 12 from the field, 2 for 8 from 3, 8 points. 1 steal, 4 assists, and 5 rebounds. And while Bogey, I like Bogey on this team right now, he hasn't been doing it lately. His shot's just off. And while he was clutch in the game against the 76ers, sorry, I could not do a recap for that game. While he was clutch against the 76ers today, he was not there. He wasn't able to replicate that fourth quarter performance. And he was trying to be somebody he wasn't, like I said before in the introduction of the video. Hopefully Bogey, he can be a secondary playmaker when Trae Young's on the floor, but as far as being the number 1 primary option for playmaking and shot creating, he's not that guy. And I hope when he plays within his role, Bogey's a great player. Well, definitely an above average NBA player. But when you're trying to be somebody you're not, it can often look like you're trying to do too much. And I think that's what Bogey did in this game. I'm confident he'll be better. His shot is not there right now. Again, 2 for 12. And he took shots that normally he makes. And while he's had 2 back-to-back games with bad shooting, this shooting will not continue. We saw how good Bogey played at the end of the second half last year, or the whole second half last year, not just the end. So I'm confident that he'll get his stroke back, and we'll see the Bogey similar to what we saw in the second half of last year. And now my man, Delon Wright. Great to see some offensive explosion from Delon, some aggressiveness. And I hope he can do this every game. It's not the 20 points, but it's, chipping in the 8 points there, the block there, 3 steals. He had 20, 1 block, 3 steals, 2 assists, 4 rebounds, and shot efficiently 8 for 13 from the field and 4 for 5 from 3. And Delon's a great shooter. He's always been a good shooter. And I don't know why he hasn't shot the ball before, but look at this. 4 threes from Delon Wright on 5 attempts. So great shooting there from Delon. Glad he had a great game. And hopefully, Hawks Nation, you realize what Delon can do for this team off the bench. He can run an offense off the bench. And if he's aggressive, he can score double-digit points off the bench. We just need him to be that aggressive, to be that guy with Cam Reddish on the bench. And while Gallo and Lou are out, for me, I don't think Lou should play. I do believe definitely Gallo should play. Gallo, Cam, and Delon should be our go-tos off the bench. And if that's not happening, then I don't think our bench unit will be successful with Lou Williams in there. Jalen Johnson played 50 minutes. Not good look. He's not looking great in his minutes. The only thing I will say about Jalen Johnson, though, his rebounding has really been impressive. His athleticism going up for those balls has been great. He had 2 for 3 from the field, 7 rebounds. It didn't score. Or actually, no, sorry, my bad. He had 4 points. So overall, not the greatest game from Jalen Johnson. He doesn't look too comfortable yet in the NBA games, but I like his rebounding. It definitely has potential. Skylar Mays, 22 minutes, 5 for 11 from the field, 1 for 6 from 3, 11 points, 2 steals, 2 assists. So a decent game from Skylar Mays. Didn't shoot that well from 3, but he's been playing well the past few days, and I would definitely hope he can get some minutes for sure. Because he's proven he could possibly slot in as a backup 2 guard. With this team dealing with injuries even after COVID, well, with our wings, Kevin Huerter, Bogey Bogdanovic, DeAndre Hunter, Cam Reddish, if all of them are not available, Skylar Mays, I could definitely see. I think we should run him over Lou Williams, and I can definitely see him getting some minutes. Lance Stevenson only played 13 minutes, had 2 points, 2 assists, and 3 rebounds. Not the greatest game from Lance. He didn't really shoot that. He didn't shoot a lot. 1 for 2 from the field, 0 for 1 from 3, so not too much from him. Gorgie Zhang, 20 minutes, 2 for 6 from the field, 2 for 4 from 3 for 6 points, 2 steals and 2 assists to go along with that. 5 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds to go along with that. So Gorgie actually had the highest team assist number, and I definitely attribute that to Gorgie, but also because with Delon Wright, he's not the elite maker that Trae Young is, or that a starting caliber point guard is. And when we see Gorgie lead the team in assists, it means to me their offensive sets, or they weren't running what they wanted to. Credit to the Knicks defense maybe for that, but they weren't running what they wanted to be doing. So credit to the Knicks. Malcolm Hill, 1 minute 56, did not play. Same with Cat Barber, he did not play. Cat Barber, by the way, went to NC State. I go to NC State, so NC State represent right there. Let's move on to the Knicks. RJ Barrett started off hot in the first quarter, definitely. I think he had 7 points. He was 4 for 15 from the field, 1 for 8 from 3, ended with 9 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds. Not a good game from RJ Barrett. I know on Twitter, people were thinking RJ Barrett versus Cam Reddish game. Both guys underperformed this game heavily. Julius Randle looked back to being the Julius Randle we saw in the regular season against the Hawks today. 25 points, 1 steal, 3 assists, 12 rebounds, 6 for 9 from the 3, and 9 for 15 from the field. So great game there from Julius Randle. He was making a lot of his jump shots with his step backs that he took last year, and this season I haven't seen him make a lot of those, but credit to Julius Randle for sure. Had a great game. Mitch Robinson dominated the paint tonight. It's evident by the box score doesn't really do it justice. He was dominant in the paint, tipping rebounds, emphatic dunks, putbacks. He definitely had his stamp on this game, even though his box score is not that impressive. 2 for 2 from the field, 4 points, 5 blocks, 1 assist, 8 rebounds. 5 blocks is the huge thing that stands out. It definitely felt like he had the paint protected completely. Evan Fournier, great game for the Knicks. Hey, Knicks fans, you don't have to hate on Evan Fournier this game. Quality game from him. 15 points, 1 steal, 3 assists, 5 rebounds, 3 for 6 from 3, 6 for 12 from the field. He had one stretch where he scored 10 straight points for the Knicks. The heat check 3 had the crowd going wild. So that was good for Fournier and his confidence. Hopefully he plays better for the Knicks because I know he's a better player than what he's shown this year. I know it. He's been in the league for a while. He's been a scorer. I know he can play better. Kemba Walker, 40 minutes. Look at that, 40 minutes. Classic Tom Thibodeau, but no. Kemba Walker, great for him. He didn't shoot that efficiently. 3 for 12 from the field, 2 for 9 from 3. That's one because Delon Wright was guarding him. Delon plays elite defense every night. But Kemba had a triple-double. 10 points, 12 assists, 10 rebounds. So congrats to Kemba. That's the first triple-double in Knicks history on Christmas Day. So congrats to Kemba. Didn't really have his best game offensively, but he definitely made an impact with that triple-double. Quentin Grimes played well too. 25 minutes, 5 for 14 from the field, 5 for 12 from threes. 15 points, 2 steals, 2 assists, 2 rebounds. He's looked good in the minutes that I've seen him. I think he definitely deserves some minutes on this team, and it was good to see him playing with confidence. Alec Burks, 17 minutes, 2 for 4 from the field, 1 for 2 from 3. 5 points, 2 assists, and 3 rebounds, so not much there from Burks. Taj Gibson, 5 points, 1 steal, 3 rebounds in 17 minutes. Obi Toppin had a good burst of energy and scoring in 13 minutes. I thought he should have been giving more minutes. He looked great out there. 5 for 8 from the field, 1 for 2 from 3. Had 13 points, 1 assist, and 4 rebounds, and had a couple of alley-oops that definitely energized the crowd. And at the end of the game, man, credit to Obi Toppin. He knows how to finish a Christmas game with the between-the-legs dunk to put a stamp on this Knicks win. And, yes, while the win doesn't mean that much with the Hawks being down so many players, pretty much playing G League lineup in our bench for the most part, it was great to see Obi Toppin do that in the Christmas spirit and the holiday spirit. And I'm sure MSG was rocking with that. The crowd went berserk when he did that. So that was great to see. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the Knicks and Hawks Christmas Day game. Hopefully, Trae Young will be back soon for the Hawks. We play the Bulls on Monday. Hopefully he'll be back for that game. If we don't have him, the Bulls are a great team, obviously. So we'll definitely need him. But I'll be doing a recap for that game, and hopefully we'll be talking about Trae Young coming back, some guys coming back from protocols, and a Hawks win. Other than that, I thought the key to this game was definitely Delon Wright, finding his offensive groove, and hopefully he can continue to do that for the rest of the season and to be that reliable backup point guard that he's been his whole career. But yeah, so I'll be doing a recap for the Bulls game on Monday, and I'll speak to you guys then. Enjoy.